We're Emily and Kyle. We started as coworkers in late night television, and now we're best friends exploring NYC and our FYPs.
This is an interview show about obsessions. Ours, theirs, and maybe yours too. Welcome to We're Obsessed with You. Hi, Emily. Oh, this is so sad, everyone. I'm Kyle O'Donnell, and this is We're Obsessed with You, the show we talk to the people we're obsessed with, about the things they're obsessed with. And it's just me today, and it will be for the foreseeable future because Emily has had a baby. Congratulations, Emily. We're very, very excited for you. We miss you so much. We're sending you so much love. I know everyone in the WOWY universe loves you so much and is excited for this next chapter for your life and also my life, because this is a weird thing to be doing this solo. So we're in a transition period, everyone. We're trying to figure out what this is going to look like without Emily. So if you have any ideas, anything you don't like, anything you like, please let us know. I'll be soliloquying a little bit at the top of the show, and then interviews with guests. It's going to continue to be a fun time, but we're figuring it out. So please bear with us. And if you have any ideas, please contact us. You can DM us or email us at we'reobsessedwithyou@gmail.com. I want to talk about what happened yesterday when I was on the subway coming home. I love the subway. I think it's the most New York experience. I know the subway sucks at times, but for what it does, it's kind of amazing. But yesterday I was on the subway going back to Brooklyn, and I was on the Upper West Side, and this old woman who was like the embodiment of the Upper West Side. Like, she was here when it was called New Amsterdam. She was this like old crotchety woman, and she had her carriage thing, and instead of asking me to move, she just goes and rams the thing into my heel, and I was like, okay. So I move, and then she just kept tapping people and being like, she was like post-verbal. That's how old she was, but mobile, like with her wagon, and would sit down. In the meantime, this single dad and child get on the train, and the child is crying, wailing so much. And my heart breaks for the dad, because the dad is like, I'm trying. Like, this baby will not shut the fuck up. And I'm trying, and I feel so bad, and I don't know what to do. And it was just a beautiful New York moment, because there were all these nurses that had just gotten off their shifts, and they were in their scrubs, and they were on the subway. And they're all offering tips, like a warm bath when you get home, some food, like maybe it's this, maybe it's that, like that cough doesn't sound good. So this is all happening. There's like a symposium of registered nurses all talking about this crying baby, and the guy is taking it all in. Then this crotchety old woman, excuse me. She walks up to the father and just goes, "The baby's hungry," and kept walking. That was it. Just said the baby's hungry and kept walking. And I was like, wow, you never know what you're going to get in New York City. Was that a good story? We're going to find out. Here are the things I'm obsessed with this week. I am so incredibly obsessed with this new cup. A few weeks ago, Emily talked about her TikTok shop experience with the dress. And now I have made my own TikTok shop purchase. Once I knew that like it was a real thing and that Emily did it, I was like, okay, I can do it. So this is the Chocolab dual insert cup. I was looking for the longest time for a coffee cup that I could like be on the go with. And so many of them were like just boring or just crazy. And this one I thought was kind of perfect for so many reasons, but I'll tell you why. So this is, again, the Chocolab dual insert cup. All right, cute, right? It's so cute. It makes me feel like Princess Peach. I don't know what about it, but I'm just like, how adorable. They have all different colors. This thing on the side, I brought this into work. People are like, what the hell is that? Lid for your straw. And it won't spill. Come on, guys. There's actual water in this. Oh, it just spilled a little bit, but that's because I shook it. But is that not crazy? And there's a straw. So you take this off, put it in the side. Now you're okay, cool. Right? It also is a dual insert. So it looks like your normal like Stanley insulated water cup. It fits in a cup holder, but then look. It's glass on the inside. So you're not getting condensation on the outside, and You're not getting the taste of metallic, because if you drink coffee out of a metallic thing, you're fucking crazy. You taste it. It's gross. I don't know, but I love drinking my iced coffee out of glass, and this is just perfect. It is such a tight seal. Oh, listen to that. Oh, Drew, can you hear that?
Yeah. How much is it?
It is about $30-something on the TikTok shop. This is 20 ounces. They have different colors and everything, but I highly recommend it. Also, at the TikTok shop, kind of incredible. Like, I thought this was going to get shipped in like 6 months. No, it's like it came in like 5 days. I'm really obsessed with it. Here's another seal. Oh, I love this Chocolab cup so much. It really was the perfect to-go coffee cup, because I'm not spending $7 on a coffee everywhere I go. My second obsession, and I'll be bringing this to it tomorrow, nude beaches. This is the summer I've been going to nude beaches. They're so fabulous. I think everyone in their life should at least go to one. In New York, there's Gunnison in New Jersey. It's a ferry ride, so I consider it part of New York, even though it is New Jersey. It's like a 30-minute ferry ride right to Gunnison. It is so, so, so fabulous. Straight, gay, whatever. Go to a nude beach. It's incredibly liberating. It's an amazing experience. And also the sun feels so good. And if you're embarrassed, go by yourself. Like, if you don't want to go with friends, you'd be surprised how many friends would want to go with you. But I think everyone should just go to a nude beach. Drew, did you ever go to have you ever been to a nude beach?
I did when I was like 14 in Cairns, like in North Australia.
Yeah.
And I was too young and I didn't participate, but it was interesting.
Are nude beaches common in Australia?
There's definitely a few, yeah. And there's also such rural beaches that it can just be a nude beach if it's not,
Yeah. I think it's fabulous. I think it's really cool. I think everyone should go at least once. I love it. Everyone, if you're enjoying the show, please rate and review us 5 stars on your app of choice, Spotify, Apple Music. We're on YouTube. Please subscribe, rate and review us on YouTube as well. That really helps us. And we're available on Gmail, as I said. We're obsessed with you at gmail.com. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Tell everyone, I know Facebook's dead. Follow us on Facebook. Repost us. Tell more people to follow us on Facebook. It's a huge, huge, huge way you can support the show. Let's talk about our guest this week. Our guest this week is Edward Schmit, or Eddie Schmit, as I will now call him. He has a debut novel, The Open Era, which you may remember was my obsession a few weeks ago. It is a gay romance novel based in the world of tennis. So as we are going into the US Open here in New York, I thought this should be a fabulous interview. And guess what? It will be. We're going to talk a lot about tennis. We're going to talk about theater. And I hear he has a really, really fun obsession for me. We'll be right back. Everyone, we are here with Edward Schmit. Eddie Schmit, welcome. We're obsessed with you. How's it going?
That's so kind. Thank you. And it's going well.
You are the first person to have been an obsession and now on the show.
No.
Yep.
I converted.
You converted.
Whoa.
You went IRL. Yes.
Wow.
You've transitioned.
Everybody
to
else
guest.
said nah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, when? I'll be here.
Yeah. They're fine. Yeah. But I loved The Open Era, your book, your debut novel that just came out so much. And I was like, I got to talk to you. It's leading up to the US Open. Yeah. So tell our listeners a little bit about yourself before we get into everything.
Oh, sure. Hi, everybody. My name is Edward Schmit. It says on the book, but you can call me Eddie. Yeah, this is my debut novel. It came from like an obsession with tennis.
Yes.
I was a theater kid growing up. I didn't give a shit about sports. So it's very, very wild that like I have now written this sports romance.
Yep.
I went to the US Open every year, but it was mostly for the vibes and
Right.
like the $22, $24 honey deuces.
Yep.
But I was looking for an outlet to work on my mental health like around 2021. And when I went to the US Open that year, I got caught up in the sport of it all and like the competition. And yeah, I fell in love with the sport. And I started playing, and I'd never played a sport since, I don't know, like T-ball or coach pitch or whatever it is. And yeah, I found a coach. I took like clinics in parks, and it became an entire obsession. And I started looking for openly queer players to watch
Yep.
and support and be a fan of. And there are quite a few women since Billie Jean King, but there were 0 men at the time I started
So
writing
peculiar.
this. Peculiar, and we've seen it in many other major sports. So I was curious as to what is special about tennis that is preventing that.
Did you settle on something?
I settled on a lot of things, and there's a solo nature to tennis.
When
that
I
you
was thinking
don't-
about that, that's kind of where I came down on it too.
yeah, it's like it's just you out there, and
Yes.
the pressure to perform and succeed in the spotlight. I think you try to zero in and focus and like push away any distractions.
Yeah.
It happens in the book. Like the main character, he's 20 years old. His name's Austin. He came out in high school. It was no big deal.
Yeah.
But when he qualifies for the US Open, he makes history just by being who he is.
Right.
In the spotlight.
And in a very, sorry to cut you off, but in
Yeah.
a very like flippant, not flippant way, but in a very matter of fact way does he come out like publicly in a way. Like, and I think that is just a younger generation thing of like, this isn't a moment. This is just who
No,
I
yes,
am.
yeah.
Like, it's like saying I have a buzzed hair. You know
Sure,
what I mean?
Sure, and you
Yeah.
do.
Thank you.
I like it. It's new, right?
It is new. Yes.
It's good.
Thank you.
Great.
It was a real departure
Yeah.
from my love.
And then if it was bad and it grows back, but it's not. So
I
just,
think, yes.
keep it up.
Well, my barber did turn me down 5 times. He was like, I'm not doing this. And I was like, I'm paying you money. You kind of have to.
He's like, you can do this yourself, you know?
Yes. And when I was thinking about like the solo aspect of tennis, so much about in the book is also about mental health, and it's connected to your mental health journey. But in tennis, and I think gymnastics are the sports where mental health is so centered in the conversation about the well-being of the athletes. And I think it's because they're very solitary sports.
Yeah.
And it's a very performance-based sport, as opposed to like baseball, football. Like you're not having these conversations about mental health, mostly because the pressure is just like spread over a team.
Sure. Yeah, especially like when you're actually like on court, on field, like, yeah, it's not just you have to win, but you're all winning together versus the pressure on just being you.
Yeah.
And there have been like other athletes like basketball, baseball, who have like spoken publicly about their mental health, which is great.
Yeah.
But especially, yeah, gymnastics, you have Simone Biles.
Yes.
And like talking like kind of in detail about like how her, the symptoms of what she's dealing with, like the twisties and all of these things. And that's similar to Austin. And yeah, the media just kind of zeroes in on what they think is special, which is his sexuality. And he's like, first of all, I don't know if that's special. And second
Right.
of all, like there are so many other things that we could be talking about here, and that gets in his head.
This show is obviously about obsessions, and you talked about tennis as an obsession.
Yeah.
Similarly, I am also obsessed with tennis. Did not play it as a child. You could not pay. In fact, my parents tried to pay me to play.
Well, no, they didn't try to pay me, but they
They're like, we want you to go to a
that
camp.
would have worked. I would be like, okay, how much?
No, I was like, I want to watch SpongeBob all day. Please leave me alone.
Wait, so you could have played when you were a kid, and you're like, no. I'm
Yeah,
good.
they like begged me to go to a camp.
Any other sports? Like,
I mean, I was so huge, so they thought I could play football. I was like, I'm not playing
I'm
football.
not doing
I was a theater kid as well. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I wanted
okay,
to do.
so we're the same person.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly. We're the
right,
exact
yeah,
same
yeah,
person.
yeah.
And I refound tennis during COVID when I was like, oh, I can actually go outside and do something. And it was kind of, I don't want to say life-changing, but it was like,
I will.
Yeah.
For me.
it's amazing. Can you talk a little bit about tennis going hand in hand with your mental health journey and how it became an obsessive thing for you? Like it seemed to have tennis consumed you.
It did.
In a positive way.
Yeah, for me, but my friends are like, shut up.
Phantom of the Open, as you're called,
exactly.
yeah.
Yes, yeah. Anyway, it really started with me like hunting for ways to like improve my mental health, and like a great way to do that is to work on your physical health. That was never a huge priority for me. I don't like running. Like I find that so boring, and I just get lost in my thoughts. But when you're playing tennis, you like kind of don't have the opportunity in the middle of a point. You don't have the opportunity to think about much else.
Yes.
And it kind of silenced my brain in I think maybe an ironic way, because like Austin is very chatty in his brain during his matches. But like really helped me, and it helped me get outside and like breathe fresh air.
Yep.
And like I made new friends.
Mm.
Like we all kind of have like insular worlds in New York, and like you're meeting the same people, and like I met people like who I wouldn't normally meet.
Yeah.
Sports people.
So terrifying. Well, what's more terrifying than sports people are tennis gays. I would like to talk a little bit about this like culture of tennis gay.
Okay.
Tennis gays are crazy. Can you confirm or deny?
I'm on camera. I will deny. What do you mean? Go on.
I just think there's this like stereotype of gay men that play tennis that like they go on vacation and they play tennis. They're like up at 6 a.m. every day, like signing up for Fort Greene. Like
The thing about like tennis in New York is like it can't just be like a flippant thing. You've got to wake up.
Yes.
You've got to like get there early to book a court. You've got to plunk down money to get a court.
Yep.
Like you have to get a membership, whatever. So it takes like a level of like enthusiasm that I think you might be speaking to here.
Yes, yeah.
But so there are gay tennis leagues.
Yep.
That I know of now where they travel all across the US and sometimes the world, and like they all know each other.
Right.
And I met a few of them recently, and I was like, so like, do you guys have like enemies here? Like, do you have people who just like keep beating you can't like win against? And like, are you guys sleeping together? What's like what's happening here? And it does sound kind of complicated.
Yeah.
There's a book there.
There definitely is a book there. A friend of mine went on a gay tennis retreat. And I was like, so at what point did the orgy break out? He was like, after 11 p.m.
Between the first and second set.
Yes, yeah.
The changeover was...
Yes, there's a lot of watching of each other on the courts.
Yeah,
but I think that's a part of it. Like, there is the performance of tennis. Like, there's the accessories, and there's the whole,
There's the
gays love
kits,
complicated things.
Well, and I like the fits, too. Like,
Absolutely.
I've dropped some money on,
Yes.
like, looking good on the court.
Well, Emily, she texted us some questions, and she wanted to know your favorite.
Also, congrats to
Thank you.
Emily.
Yes, she also loves tennis. Where are you buying your tennis clothes?
I was like, when I first fell in love with tennis, I was, I guess, kind of like obsessed with some players, and most of them are wearing Nike.
Mm-hmm.
So like that was what I was trying to emulate. And
Yep.
it's so sad. It's like I did not need to be buying
No.
those things. I don't need to look like Yannick Sinner playing tennis. I do not deserve to be.
Yes.
But there's a few other like I like this brand called Palms.
Okay.
I don't know where it's based out of. It's somewhere international, but they just do cool like tennis-based streetwear.
Oh, cool.
It's like I think it's less like athletic clothes and more just like lifestyle brand.
Yeah.
And Jacques is another really cool one, which I think they
Jacques.
might have a pop-up or something in New York.
Okay.
But that's like more like chic athletic wear.
Got it.
Those two, but it's mostly it's Nike.
What do you think of Challengers?
I think Challengers is I saw it twice.
Okay.
Well, basically, I completed the first draft of the Open era the day I saw Challengers.
Oh my God.
And I did that on purpose.
Okay,
Because like when the
yes.
trailer came out, I was in the middle of writing my book, and I was like,
Fuck.
is this my book? This better not be gay. And it turned out to be a little gay.
Yep, a little.
And I ended up pitching the book to agents as for fans of Carrie Soto is Back,
Yep.
Red, White, and Royal Blue, and for fans of Challengers who wish that it was gayer.
Yes.
And that, I think, is a good summation.
I think so
of
as well.
But yeah, I thought it was a great time, and I saw it twice in theaters, and it's like it opened doors for the book because us tennis people already knew this, but the general public now understands how cool and sexy
Yes.
tennis can be. And I'm grateful that movie exists.
Why do you think tennis is so ripe for a romance novel or like a sexual book or movie like Challengers?
I in general, like the sports romance of it all, and I don't think Challengers quite qualifies as a romance.
Definitely not. We don't have enough time to get into my thoughts on Challengers.
But I anytime you have like two people, especially like competing against each other, falling in love, wanting the same thing, and only one of them can get it,
Yep.
the trophy, and then having to reckon with that when someone else wins and the other doesn't, like that's ripe for conflict.
Yep.
Especially when you're forming a new friendship, like in the book, or something more. So I think that the conflict there is naturally built in, and the solo nature of the sport. It's like you staring at your opponent
Right.
for 2 hours, 3 hours, sometimes 6 hours.
Yeah.
If you're in a Grand Slam, you're forced to stare at the guy.
Yeah. Sweaty.
Yeah, it's the sweaty guy serving balls at you.
Exactly. It is an incredibly sexy experience. This episode comes out in August leading up to the US Open. Your friends have called you the Phantom of the Open because you are a repeat guest.
Yep.
For the uninitiated, what makes the US Open so special?
If you're a New Yorker, it is in your backyard.
Yes.
It is so easy to get there.
It's so fabulous.
And there are a lot of complaints I see about ticket prices and like getting access, but it is so much harder to get into Wimbledon. Like you have to enter like a ballot, like a lottery, and like no one wins that. But the U.S. Open,
My friend Jillian won.
I do have a hack for that.
Tell us.
I've gone to Wimbledon twice now, and so the hack is enter the ballot, lose the ballot, and then you get an email from them saying like, "Hey, loser, you didn't get it." But we can the reject tickets for people who like get a date that they can't attend, or like they buy tickets they can no longer attend. You can have access to those tickets, and they pop up randomly over like the months leading up to to Wimbledon, and you have to be fast on the mouse, but it's possible that way.
That's good. That's a good hack.
Meanwhile, U.S. Open, you can buy them.
Yes.
And like, yes, we're forced to sometimes like buy from resellers. But the first week, like basically the week before the U.S. Open starts is qualifying week.
Yeah.
And it is free. It is completely free. And I think it is the best hack in tennis.
Absolutely.
Because you can walk right in and experience incredible tennis for the cost of nothing.
And like in the Open era, the players' guards are a little bit down. Like they're a bit more casual. Like there's a sense of not the calm before the storm, but like the fun before the competition.
Yeah.
Like there's kind of like a cockiness, a display.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love that week.
Yeah, it's great. And also like you like if you really want to see a top 10 player, they're practicing there. So you can see them live in the flesh, sometimes even in Arthur Ashe Stadium where you could like sit third row and watch Alcaraz practice. And that seat maybe 3 days later is thousands and thousands of dollars, but you can get up close and personal there.
I just love the US Open.
And it's spread
So
out.
much.
Like it's like the stadiums are cool, or like there's like the outer courts that you can sit front row and just experience amazing tennis right in front of you.
I think last year was the first time I really became cognizant of people's obsession over the US Open hat.
Oh yeah.
I had no clue about that.
My hack for the hat is
All right,
too. It's
tell
like
us.
they're already available. You can go online and buy one right now, and they do sell out.
Yes.
So if you're going towards like the end of the tournaments, don't.
Yeah.
Or buy a hat now.
It is bedlam in those stores
Yeah,
with those
yeah.
hats.
And people, you see them like for the rest of the year. It's
Yeah.
like, it's like the hat to
It's
wear.
so nuts. All right, I'm gonna go right after this. And
Yeah, we should pause right now.
yes, please. Emily has some more questions.
Great.
Where'd you get it?
How many people were in your
How
crate?
long did that jacket?
But was she
You
hot
have to choose.
stuff?
What was your second?
Where
Do you
else
have a
was it?
favorite?
Oh.
What are you
What?
obsessed with?
Let me pull them up. What is one thing you did or tried to do in every city on your book tour?
There was not a whole book tour light.
Yeah.
In the two cities I went to, I did a lot of New York events, but I went to Charlotte and Boston, and I am from Charlotte, so
Okay.
I saw what's the question? What did I try to do every single city?
Yes. Yeah.
I love a good like coffee shop. Like
Love.
And there is a in Boston, I stayed right next to Harvard, and I cosplayed as like Social Network, like walking around like
Fab.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Yep.
And not Mark, but like Jesse as Mark.
Yes.
And there's a great coffee shop there across the street. I don't remember the name. Tate something or other.
It's opening up in New York.
No. Oh wait, I
Yes.
did know that.
Yes.
So
Tatte.
Tatte. Excuse me.
I love Tatte.
I'm obsessed with Tatte.
It's incredible.
But like, are we supposed to be obsessed with? I am, but are we supposed to be obsessed? We want like indie, like one-off coffee shops, but like Tatte, I didn't know it was like forever.
Yes, we should be supporting small independent coffee shops. But
I
guess
try-
what?
I try to
Sometimes
do
you're
that.
running from a Barry's boot camp,
But-
and you have to order on demand.
And sometimes Tatte has sweet treats that I had multiple times while I was cosplaying as Jesse Eisenberg.
Yes. Well, I love just being on. When I go on a vacation, when it comes to a coffee shop, I lose my mind. Like,
Yeah.
I'm getting the cold foam. I'm getting the $12 specialty latte.
I have saved in Google Maps like all of the coffee shops around me, and I try to go to all of them.
There's nothing like a coffee shop.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. Beach read rec. Do you have something that people should pick up to complete by the end of the summer?
If you want another queer romance, a good friend and author, USA Today bestselling author Chip Pons.
Okay.
He has 2 great books out. One is Dearly Departed, which is follows Hades, former god of the underworld,
fun.
falling in love with a florist in a small town. And Winging It With You is another one from him, following these kind of strangers who sign up for an amazing race type
Fun.
show.
I'll go to the Ripped Bodice and pick those up
Yep.
immediately. We'll be right back with your obsession, but can you tease us with one word?
Memories.
Oh, I love this. We'll be right back. We're back. You teased us with the word memories.
Yes.
Tell us what you're obsessed with.
I brought it here
Perfect.
too.
I love a prop.
It is a point and shoot film camera.
You're so Gen Z.
Is it? Is that a Gen Z thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, film.
I am not film. Yeah.
No,
they had the digital ones.
Digital,
Yeah.
yes.
No, this is straight up film. This is from the year 2000.
Okay.
And yeah, of course, like I use my iPhone to take photos, and I have like some digital cameras too. But this I also like to take with me on trips or just like kind of like jaunts around the city. And my memory is very bad. So I'll take photos, and like it's like a fun surprise when I get it developed. Like, oh, I forgot that I did that.
Yeah.
And it kind of forces me to like not like Visco edit it afterwards.
Yes.
Like it's just like it's an analog thing that what you get is what you get.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love it a lot.
Wow. How did you settle on this camera?
I did a lot of. I'm like a big like rabbit hole YouTube researcher.
Well, great. This show's all about obsessions. And it seems like tennis was an obsession.
Yeah,
and I know
yeah.
that's what you wanted to talk about. So I was like, we got to talk about
Oh,
that.
yeah,
But
yeah. Let them talk about tennis.
yeah. Yes. So in general, you're an obsessive person.
I guess so.
It seems like it.
Did I just realize that?
I think so.
Okay, sure.
Great.
I'll own it.
Welcome. We're so happy to have you on board.
Yeah.
So yeah. So you researched this camera. What is
Yes.
it about this exact camera?
so-
What camera is it?
Actually, this is tennis related too. Because
Oh,
I
great.
would like to do sometimes at the US Open, like I'll do like US Open on film. And one time I had a different camera and the flash fired during like a match, and it was like the most embarrassing thing to ever happen to me. So like on the back here, I can literally say like, "Don't use flash, you mother."
Yep.
So that I chose it because of that, and also like it's got a nice little zoom lens, so you can like do
Amazing.
like a more like detail shot too if you want.
And this is the Canon.
This is the Canon Sure Shot 76 zoom date. You
Okay.
can put the date on there if you forget.
Great.
From the year 2000, and I got it for like $120.
And
on
where are you buying your film?
Etsy.
Oh, Etsy.
Adorama.
Yeah.
We'll just like ship the film to you, and I'm developing it at this lab right outside of Washington Square Park near
Okay.
NYU. It's like on the 3rd floor. It's like a very teeny tiny little like film lab. and
Yes.
It's fun to like walk through the park and drop it off.
Oh, this is incredible.
Wait, can I take your picture?
Oh my God,
here?
please.
All
Should I
right.
smile? What do I do?
Just be cool.
Okay.
Just be cool for the love of God.
That's
Yeah, great.
great. We'll see. I cannot be cool for the love of God.
You did it.
at
It was
all.
cool. You did it. That
I
was it.
love the
Well,
sound
time
of
will
it.
tell. We'll
Yeah.
get developed, and we're gonna
Yes.
see.
That's what I do love about a film camera is that like it really is a practice in patience.
It is. We don't. What? It's delayed gratification.
Yes.
I don't know if that turned out.
I know. Oh God.
I think that it did.
I have the world's largest pimple on my chin.
I
so
did see your story before,
I'm
and would never have noticed had you not called it out.
I don't suffer in silence at all. that should be known. So you bring this on trips as well. How do you decide what you're taking with an iPhone versus this?
I'll usually do like a backup with my iPhone.
Got
It's
it.
like, oh, we'll do iPhone 1st, and then I'll be like, wait, can you take a fucking film photo now?
Yeah.
And they'll be like, how do I use this? And like, I will have to set it up a little bit. It's not complicated, but it's called a point and shoot because that is all that you
Yes.
do. You point and you shoot.
Are you mostly doing portraits, scenery?
I do like a portrait, like a portrait of a friend. And it's also a nice gift to a friend too, because like how often do you get a shot of yourself like preserved in film?
Yeah. Also, I like only have selfies taken of me. I tried to. I needed.
That sounds. I don't. You have selfies taken of you.
So like the other day, I needed to submit a photo of myself or something, and they were all.
And you're
selfies.
like, quick! Someone take a selfie of me.
No, I was kind of just like, someone needs to take my photo. I don't have any posed photos. It's all just me.
Yeah.
No one's ever taken it of me.
Oh yeah.
So I think this is really nice.
What was the photo for? Was it
It's none of your business.
Okay,
This is my podcast.
Excuse me.
It was for a dumb.
I'll ask the questions here.
It was for a dumb application process for something, and I was like, they were like needed a full body, and I was like, I have
Clothed?
Well, my problem was that mostly I only had unclothed.
So can't use that one. Can't use that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no, can't use that one.
Nope. That's a little too visible.
I was renewing my passport, and I set up like a whole like a light in my apartment and like a backdrop, and had my friend come over and take a picture. It's like
Did it work?
Yeah, but I could have just like had someone take a selfie of me.
I went to AAA once to get my passport photo, and I like took it like a full photo shoot. So they like did it once. I was like, I don't like that. We're gonna do this all over again.
There is have you seen this on TikTok? Like there's this I don't know what it's some store downtown where like this woman specializes in a great passport photo, like with proper lighting. And I just wanted to go down there for fun. And
well, I don't want to renew it because now I'll have a Trump passport, and I don't want that.
Only in the District of Columbia. I believe.
Really?
Yes, that is.
That's good to know.
Yes. I'm pretty sure that's that because no.
Why did you decide film as opposed to just getting
the delayed gratification?
That's why.
Yeah. Because like the film is just like, or the digital one is just like a worse quality version of my iPhone.
Right.
Like, and I can also like add a filter to almost completely emulate. I think the flash and like the digital cameras people are using is like creating a nice effect that can't be emulated with filters that well. But I want to like take a photo, pray for the best, and then get it a month later and be like, oh, that was a nice trip to Fire Island.
It's a really nice
for the first time.
You gotta go, and then you're gonna come back and be like, I'm not obsessed with it. Yes. I find it so interesting that Gen Z is getting back into these more analog.
Well, and
things.
Records too, which I also like.
I also like records.
Because it just feels like more of like an experience. Like you have to put money behind like a record you really like, and like you have to get up off your couch and like put it on and like sit down and listen.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's just something to be said, even with these like filters on Instagram and everything. There is just a texture to it all, which I think is really nice. Like iPhones are a little too
processed.
Yes, and like
literally they put a whole bunch of processing in it. There's apps where you can like take all of that out like from the get-go, but it's
So, will you today have this out and about while you're
I'm
walking
going
around?
to the Cooper Hewitt Design Museum
Fabulous.
after this, which is like 10 blocks away.
Yes.
And I'm meeting some friends there, and I'll take some portraits clothed.
I don't know. You could.
They don't like that in the museums. They're like,
they have bathrooms. You don't know what exhibition they have right now.
They nicely designed bathrooms at Cooper Hewitt. I've never been actually.
I assume the lights are light.
Herman Miller.
Yes.
Is that those are chairs.
Those are chairs.
Do they do lights too?
I feel like they may do a sconce or something.
Love it.
Why not?
I'll tell you in an hour.
Well, I do find museums, side tangent, to be like imbued with a horniness.
Go
kind of like an airport.
Go on.
I think there's something of like, these are, oftentimes you're spending sustained amounts of time with strangers of varying attractiveness.
Yeah.
And like, there's the mystery of who they are. Like, are they looking at me?
Yeah.
You know, like you're often passing at the same rate routinely, like at an airport.
And you're seeing them like maybe in multiple like gallery rooms.
Yeah.
It's like, will I see you again? Probably not. Oh, look, there you are.
Yes, the lighting is often really good.
Sure. And also like they're at a museum, so they like inherently are just like
more
interested.
Yeah.
I was gonna, your words.
What were you gonna say?
More interested in things that you are.
Yeah. More so they're just like interesting people, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my thought about a museum side tangent. We're running out of time, but I want to get your your takes on some hot topics. Simply tell us if you're obsessed or over it.
Okay.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Clay courts.
Obsessed.
Optimism.
Obsessed.
Talking to strangers.
Less obsessed.
Goodreads.
Oof.
Over it.
I'd stay off of it now.
I assume
that
you
is
have
the
to.
advice that is given to authors. It's like,
Yeah.
you don't need to go there.
Sometimes everyone's opinion does not need to be heard.
And I like live your life.
Yep.
Write your opinion. Like I don't want it in my head.
Right.
Yeah.
What you think of me is your business. That's what I always say. I don't want to know what you think of me. And you don't want to know what I think of you. The return of tanning beds.
Ooh, no. Is
Teens.
that happening? Is this supposed to be fast? Because now I'm curious
Yes.
about that. Okay.
Yes.
Shush.
Buzz cuts.
Obsessed.
Thank
Looks
you.
great.
Facelifts.
Rosie looks great.
She looks really good.
Like seriously.
Very, very
Welcome
good.
back, Rosie.
And
Not
Ricky-
because of the facelift. You were
No.
always here, but welcome back to the country.
And I want to see her play it. Allegedly, it's amazing.
Oh.
It's like a processing of what happened to her.
oh.
Right?
Yeah, let's go.
I love Rosie
Yeah,
O'Donnell.
Yeah.
Other great facelift, Ricky Lake.
Okay.
Confessions 2.
I didn't see the first one.
It's Madonna's album.
Oh.
Gay guy card revoked.
Is he gay?
Fraud.
Jeez. That's fine. You can keep it in. It's authentic. Obsessed.
Clip it.
Drew, did you know that one?
Well, Drew's straight. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Disney gays.
No. Live your life.
I have a dear friend who I will shit talk on here. He does not listen to the pod. He is a Disney gay, but he won't admit it. He just went to Paris Disney alone.
That's that.
I know. And then we were playing. Do you know the game Hues and Clues?
No, is that a Madonna album?
Close. It's whatever. It's a board game, and you have to like get people to guess a certain thing. And all of his clues were Disney themed. This is after he was like, I'm not a Disney
likes
gay.
Disney. He should just come out.
Yeah, he was like Rapunzel. We're like, you're fucking Disney gay.
I can't relate to it whatsoever, but I support anyone obsessed with anything legal and relatively healthy.
I don't think Disney should be legal. I have one final question for you.
Yeah.
Are you obsessed with me?
Yes,
Thank
this is
you
fun. Like
so
I'm
much.
crying now, but it's mostly because of my embarrassment about Madonna.
I know. I'm shocked you didn't know that.
I like my taste is in music is straighter. I think like I like a indie folk album.
Like what? Mumford and Sons?
Sure. Like Noah Khan.
Oh, love.
Sufjan.
love.
Like
You're just more emotional.
yeah.
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 I hate the album.
Great.
Well, on this note, I want to talk about that you've released playlists connected to
Yeah.
the open era because music is such a crucial part.
Yeah.
What are you listening to right now? Who do you love?
There's this new artist that I recently discovered. His name is
Madonna?
Something. Yeah, she's big, right? His name is like something Pena. I wish that I could consult my
Drew?
phone. Well, yeah. Google like Chris Pena. Is that it? Is he like a good look? Chance
Pena.
Chance Pena.
What kind of music? Is that?
It's like folky, rocky, poppy situation, like more on the folk side.
Fab.
And I literally just discovered him, and and he's been people know him, but
Great.
I like him.
Great. I'll check
And
him
he's
out.
playing in New York in a few weeks.
Awesome. Are you going?
I'm going.
You'll see
Yeah.
him there.
Yeah.
Eddie, thank you so much. This was so fun.
Thank you for having me.
Tell our listeners and watchers where they can follow you.
Follow me on Instagram. I have a website, but you don't need to go there. You don't need to go there.
What are websites anymore?
I don't know. And it's like you can find like my events there, but I also post them on Instagram. No one's
Yeah.
clicking that link
No.
in bio thing.
No.
But please do to buy the
Yes.
Open Era.
Everyone, buy the Open Era. We have a link on our Shop My,
Oh,
but you can
thank
just
you.
also buy it from any link. I really did love the book so much. It is a perfect end of summer read, especially as we're in the world of the US Open. Yeah, just continue. Like, I feel like New York has been such a fabulous vibe. The US Open is going to be another one. This is the perfect add to it. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
Are you obsessed with us? Please like, comment, and subscribe.
Bye.